I like the noises people make during sex. I don't care if it's through the wall or in bed with me. It's fun to listen. Okay? It's fun to compare, but I never thought I would be the guy who would use noises as a reason to end relationships. But several years ago, I was going out with 3 women. One at a time, not that kind of story. 3 women, and each had a completely different style of sexual communication, and it's turned into a case of too cold, too hot, just right. I felt like Goldilocks, and the first bowl of porridge was this incredible blonde. I mean, the sort of woman a guy like me is wondering why she agreed to date me in the first place. She was a work of art, which was so apropos as we'd met in a museum, and with hindsight, this should have prepared me for sex with an exhibit. Silent, unmoved. There's got to be a delicate way to put this. So, have you ever come home and found a dead animal on your lawn? And you kind of have to reach out and give it a few pokes to see if it's still alive. I mean, unless there's something really wrong with you, the last thing on your mind is going to be picking it up and taking it to bed. You're telling me. It's very disturbing. Goldilocks says this woman is too quiet. So as an antidote, I went out with this tiny, dynamic, chatty little bundle of energy who loved to talk. Instructions, critique, feedback, ideas, commentary. Any of those would have been fine. She just kind of talked dirty, but she did it by describing everything that happened in real time. Oh, you're pulling my sweater off. You're rubbing my nipples and they're getting hard. Now I'm on my hands and knees. Oh, you're grabbing the headboard. Oh, yes, brace against the... It was like having a narrator. I gained new sympathy for golf players. I mean, you're really trying to concentrate, and in the background there's somebody whispering, well, he seems to have a good lie and is approaching the second hole now. Goldilocks says, this woman talks too much. And a few weeks later, I met this exotic Brazilian who spoke hardly a word of English, and I have no Portuguese, so talking during sex wasn't going to be the issue. And the sex was great, and it was great largely because she moaned, right? So now. I really hadn't thought of the symbolism of that until you guys started laughing. I'm really not doing this justice. I mean, I'm not Brazilian. I'm a guy. Trust me. Oh my God. Right, now, at first, this soundtrack is a little surprising. I mean, I'm not doing all that much. Is she putting me on? Am I in a porno? That quickly just turns into wow. I mean, I'm trying to be all cool about it, but inside, I mean, this is so great. I am completely turning her on. I am a sex god. Goldilocks says, this woman is just right. And then a few days later, we're going out for dinner, and she orders a bowl of spaghetti. You know, underspiced, overcooked, boring spaghetti, and she twirls it on her fork, and she pops it in her mouth, and... Holy shit. She's getting turned on by a plate of spaghetti. That is so hot, because I am such a lucky guy. These are the same noises that she makes with... Okay, wait a minute. I am no more exciting than a plate of spaghetti. And after that, we'd be making out, and she'd start making her noises, and yeah. I mean, the magic is gone. And as moaning was the only thing holding this relationship together. Now, I'm clearly oversimplifying, and noises during sex is a really silly reason to stop seeing somebody. Because, we're all after someone where we just enjoy being with them so much that none of that silly stuff matters. It's not Goldilocks, it's love. It's nice when that happens. But in the meanwhile, every year, February 14th rolls around, and I find myself asking these questions. Do I buy flowers? Chocolates? Pasta? Happy Valentine's Day.